everyone. This is our Spirit Animal Sunday. And it is about getting close to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here. I've got my cup of tea. And we're just gonna see who jumps in here. I did this a few weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. We did one of these, and it was really fun. I have had colds and sinus issues, as I am wont to do, and that is why I hardly get in here anymore, because I'm always having issues with my head and my sinuses and my nose and everything else. I have chronic sinus issues and allergies, so it's just the way it goes. So anyway, I hope y'all are doing good. This was a rough week, but we got through it. My poor little Arthur bunny was really struggling with his digestion this week, so it was definitely a focus on animals this week for sure. He's doing a heck of a lot better. He is amazing. He's eating great now. But he was not well. When rabbits' digestive system shuts down, it can be very, very scary. And some of them have a lot of problems with it, and some of them never have problems with it. So it is the way it is. And he is well. He is still alive. He's still with us and still kicking. So I am happy to report the bunny is doing good. Hope you all are doing great as well. We're just going to go sign by sign. We are here in the waning days of Virgo season. We have about a week or less left, and we're just going to start out with our Virgos. We're not gonna pause or hesitate, and hopefully more people join. And if not, this live will be available for viewing afterwards, and I will get timestamps put up for each sign. So that people can easily watch their particular signs after this is done. So, all right, guys, Virgo is our hot seat sign. Happy birthday to all the Virgos. If you haven't had a birthday yet, Virgo, I got a friend who's a Virgo, hasn't had a birthday yet, but we got a bunch of them out there. And if you have already had one, hope it was wonderful. This has definitely been your season. It's a season of healing. It is a season of health and focus on health. So I can absolutely feel it myself. We're just going to pull 3 cards from the Arc Animal Tarot deck to get you some messages for this week ahead. And we will see what is coming up. Let's see what we have, Spirit, and our spirit animals for our beautiful Virgos out there. Anything that they need to hear for their highest and best good, please. I can feel this one. Yeah, that's a good week, but I think you're going to be a little feisty. All right, Virgo. First card up as you go into your week is the Tasmanian Devil Spirit, our 5 of Wands. This is a frisky card. It's fiery. It's got a little tension to it, a little spark. You might have some spirited debates or borderline arguments with certain people, but don't let it get you down. This is usually not huge, giant, horrible arguments. This is usually just, like I said, it's debate. It can be conflict of interest. I think if you use your skills of diplomacy, you will sail through this just fine. It could be surrounding or around money issues, abundance issues, real estate issues, anything like that, with our White Buffalo Spirit being our Ace of Pentacles. Could even be issues around, money that you have received, or a gift of, something substantial or tangible that you have received, because the Ace of Pentacles usually is some kind of a financial gift, some kind of money, some kind of abundance that you're dealing with. It's almost like, I'm almost feeling for a lot of you, this is a good problem to have. It's not necessarily a bad problem, but it may be causing you a little bit of stress. With the Scorpion card at the week's end with the 9 of Wands, I do feel like your resolve is strong. I do feel like you have very much decided what it is that you truly want out of the situation. You may feel a little tired by the end of this coming week, Virgo. So you might want to get some extra rest. try not to be biting off more than you can chew, because that is definitely a card where you're putting a lot of energy into a final push of something. It's, you know, the 9 of Wands is before the 10, and the 10 is the end of the difficult cycle, right? Page of Cups on the bottom of the deck with our little alligator spirit. And so I would say this is definitely reminding you to spend some time just talking with friends. Lighthearted or loving conversation comes in many times with a Page of Cups or messages. I like there's some little keywords on the bottom of this card. One of them is coming up for air, right? So it's kind of like, yeah, you might really just need a time to breathe, refocus, rebalance at the end of this week. So let's get a affirmation, spirit animal for the week for you. And we have the owl, one of my favorites there, Virgo. So yes, this is definitely to me a card of stillness, wisdom. Listen to the messages of your angels and spirit guides. Try to tune out the chaos and cacophony of the world and even your own overthinking mind. That is a good message for this week for you guys. All right, let's get into our Libras are up next, and I hope you Libras are doing great. We're getting ready for you. You're the next sign up, and it's not very far away. We're going to be, I think, September 22nd. Yeah, is going to be Libra season starting and the official beginning of autumn coming in. So let's get into Libra's messages for this week. Let's see what your spirit animals and guides have to say. Very nice. Ooh, something good coming around for Libra. I love these cards. First one up is the Firefly Spirit, guys. So 6 of Wands. That is a victory, a success. Maybe something you've been really working towards for a while. This could be something where, you know, people are really thinking, wow, you know, Libra's doing so good, but they, you know, don't realize that, you know, what this is coming from is from a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of focus, and now you're finally reaping the reward. So that's a beautiful, victorious card. People could really be seeing you as successful this week. And right in the center, we've got our Pig Spirit, our 10 of Pentacles. That to me is a beautiful card of abundance. It's one of the nicest cards in the tarot, really, is the 10 of Pentacles. It is a gorgeous card. It usually is tangible, successful material wealth or success. You could be getting a raise this week. You could be asking for one and getting approved. You could be, you know, receiving something or some back payment, you know, that you finally are getting from someone, finally coming through, and maybe they pay you even more than they were supposed to. Yeah, you know, with interest, right? I do think that this is a very beautiful week of completions. Something big is coming full circle for you, Libra, with the Macaw Spirit. That is the World card, the last card in the major arcana of the tarot. So, you know, Saturn energy, to me, with these 3 all together, these are so gorgeous. To me, it's like something full circle, something really coming around that you're like, finally, I can put that to rest. And it's in a really, really good way. Like, finally, I got paid. Finally, I got that job. Finally, I sold my house. I sold my car. Whatever it is that you've been trying to do, it's like, finally, it's working out. On the bottom of the deck, we have Knight of Cups. So I do feel that connections this week, like, you know, communication and your direction in life is very emotionally based. Like, you go to things based on where your heart's leading more than where your mind's leading this week. And, you know, you also, for my single Libras, that could be lots of people inviting you out. That could be, you know, a lot of dates, a lot of opportunities for romance and socialization. So very, very nice cards this week for you, Libra. Let's get an affirmation. And we have the Dove. Gorgeous week for you guys. This is peace, harmony, spread messages of peace and harmony. There it is for you. So the dove spirit is your little guy this week. You may notice more doves or pigeons or, birds around you this week, Libra, because to me it's like, Libra is the peacemaker. It's, the one that wants to create harmony, not division, and balance and unity. So you might be the one, kind of saying, hey, let's all come together here this week. Let's find peace. Let's find harmony out of the chaos. Very nice. Check these. Okay. All right, guys. I'm just that out of there, and we are going to move on to Scorpio. And see what we have got for you guys. I hope y'all are doing really well. A lot of Virgo energy. We're not getting into Scorpio season just yet. We've still got a little ways to go. We gotta navigate through the rest of Virgo and Libra yet. But I hope my Scorpios are doing well. This is a good season in general for Scorpio. Virgo is a good time for y'all. So I hope we are doing good out there tonight. And we are going to start pulling some cards for you. This is our Spirit Animal Tarot messages for the week ahead. So let's see what we have. Let's see, Spirit, Guardian Animals. What do we have for our Scorpios for the week? What do they need to see? For their highest and best, please. Yep. All right, guys. This could be a challenging week. Could be. First card out for Scorpio is the Weasel card, the Seven of Swords. So I would watch for anything or anyone that isn't what it appears to be, okay? Seven of Swords is a classic deception card, and it is also a card of changing tactics. If the same old thing that you keep on doing again and again isn't working for you, you need to change your tactics. If you don't want to fight something or someone head on, you need to change your tactics. But this is definitely also a card of watching your back, being sure who's on your side, keeping your secrets, which Scorpio, you're pretty good at. I don't really see you as a sign that reveals too much to too many. Let's see what comes up next. So the Fly card is there too. These are two of my least favorite cards. Now I'm gonna sugarcoat, I never do. Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords are difficult. To me, these are difficult people. These are challenging people many times that are either not exactly who they seem to be, maybe they're not as honest or above board. Make sure that you are also not being like that. Make sure that you're being honest and above board. Make sure that you're not hiding things that you shouldn't hide, right? You don't want to be that person. To me, the Five of Swords with the Fly card is very much people who, are just using others, right? They're very narcissistic. They're very win it at all cost kind of people. I would be very, very careful of following anyone's influence where it's like, yeah, you want to be my friend? Well, you'll do this for me. You want to be my friend? You'll act this way for me. I can't hang out with you unless you're doing XYZ bad habits, right? And that's very much the kind of energy you get with the Fly card. So just be careful of these two characters. I think you're going to be fine, but it might be a little bit challenging and it might be a little tiring because here we've got that Gorilla card, the Seven of Swords. Seven of Wands, sorry. Seven of Swords, Seven of Wands. So to me, the Seven of Wands is very much standing up for your beliefs, for your boundaries. It is not letting people walk all over you. You might be a little bit on edge this week. You might feel a little bit more guarded than you even need to be. But, it's sort of like better safe than sorry this week, Scorpio. I feel like, people might not be out to get you. They might not be out to do anything bad to you, but there could be some around you. There could be some icky influences. So not a problem. You know, be a little bit extra vigilant this week. Watch, you know, the kind of influences around you and your friends. Remove yourself from situations that don't feel right. This is definitely you standing up for yourself, having bravery, having courage. But I wouldn't overthink it. You've got, you know, the Eight of Swords as well here on the bottom of the deck. This tends to be a, you know, a prison of your own mind, your own making. If you tend to overthink, you can really trap yourself in a wheel that just doesn't go anywhere good. So I would say this is a time to relax the mind, see with a new perspective, because the Seven and the Eight of Swords both require a new perspective, new ways of thinking. You know, it's that kind of self-fulfilling prophecy. If you tell yourself you're a failure or that you're not good at something enough times, you'll start believing it, even if it's totally not true. And so that's the kind of energy that you want to avoid this week. You really want to make sure that you're keeping an open mind, a more optimistic focus. Anyone or anything negative around you, just gently remove yourself from it. If you have to stand up for yourself, you can absolutely put your foot down. Bring that little stinger out if you need to put a little oomph behind it, but you're going to be okay. This is just definitely a good heads up reading, that you don't want your own negative thoughts or the negative thoughts and actions of others to direct your path this week. Let's get an affirmation on this for you, Scorpio. Yes. And we have the bear card. I'm saying, you know, and you know, the bear, even though it's so different from a scorpion, similar energy. They command respect just by their presence, you know. A little scorpion might be little, but nobody wants to get stung by him. And the bear, same deal. He's a big guy, but nobody gets to get smacked by him, right? So use your power with wisdom. And to me, you know, Scorpio is the most powerful sign of the zodiac. And with great power comes great, you know, responsibility. You have to be responsible about how you wield that power. So Scorpio, just be wise. Don't have to overstep. You don't have to, you know, to go wild with your power. You can just be quiet and probably, you know, keep the troublemakers away just fine this week. But just remember, you have the power to do it. Don't let negative thoughts drag you down. Don't let others' negative crap drag you down either. This is going to be a strong week if you just remember to keep your mind on that track. All right. Let's get into Sagittarius. Hope my Sagittarians are doing all right. I know Virgo season isn't always the easiest for Sagittarius. This is not one of their easier seasons, but let's see what we've got for you. Jupiter, your ruling planet, has been absolutely stunning in the late evening, early morning, in the night sky. It's very, very visible, very bright. It's about a little halfway through Cancer. So gorgeous right now. If you have a chance to go out and see Jupiter rising on that eastern horizon, it is absolutely beautiful to behold. It's best to see it kind of like between maybe 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. Right before the sun comes up. But so bright, so gorgeous. Let's see what we have for Sagittarius. Dear spirit animals, show us what messages they need to see for this week ahead. Very nice. These are some pretty cards. A little bit challenging, but beautiful at the same time. All right, so the Hawk Spirit is the first one up for you, Sagittarius, this week. This is going to be the Ace of Swords, so I feel like there is a lot of clarity coming in here. Central card is our Polar Bear Spirit, the Star card. So we've got huge victory. We've got light at the end of the tunnel. We've got a feeling of lightness, right? A feeling of like, aha, I finally see. I finally feel a little more free, because both of these cards really speak to freedom. But we also have, at the end of the week, we have the Bluebird Spirit, the Three of Swords, which is a very challenging card that can, you know, show unresolved sorrow, heartache that needs to be healed, recovery, things like that. So it may be a dual-edged sword this week, Sagittarius. You may kind of feel like, I got my clarity, I got the things I needed to see, but it kind of broke my heart a little bit too. Or it just made me have to come to grips a little bit more with something I already kind of knew, but now I really know, and it's a little hard to deal with it. But it's kind of that truth will set you free. Sometimes the truth also hurts, right? Sometimes it also hurts to just, deal with the truth. But Sagittarius, you are a sign of truth and freedom. And so I feel like ultimately, whatever is revealed, even if it's difficult to deal with, you're going to feel a whole lot better afterwards, because you're just going to feel like, okay, finally, like I know what I'm working with now. I don't have to guess. I don't have to wonder. And now I know exactly what I'm dealing with. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Beaver Spirit, 7 of Cups. This opens up a lot of options, a lot of choices. You may have been, hedging something. You may have been holding off on making some decisions because of what was in play, right? And so now that you have what you need, you can start to make decisions a little bit better out of all of those options that you have. This is also a building animal, right? And the beaver moon is the full moon of November. So November could be a really key month for you as you come up, going into this last part of this year. But this is a building energy. I feel like something very honest. It's like some of it might have been a little sad to confront, but it's also very freeing and very uplifting to confront it as well. Very interesting reading for this week for you guys. Let's get into an affirmation for you. And we have the cat. There we go. Relaxed and independent, Sagittarius. Do your own thing. Just relax and enjoy your own company. Be like a cat. Cats are the freaking best. They just, they don't worry about what anyone else is doing. As long as they're good, they're good. So Sagittarius, they are on your side. And if you happen to have a pet cat, this is even more beautiful for you this week, because they will be very comforting to you and be a little role model for your own behavior this week. I love it. So let's get into Capricorn. It's a quiet night tonight. Last time we did a live, it was hopping a lot more. But it's okay. It's okay. Like I can even feel it in the evening outside. It's very, very chill. So Capricorn, I hope you guys are doing good. I know I have a lot of Capricorn viewers. I am a Capricorn. So we have a little goat family here. Virgo season is great for Capricorns. It is. And even if it's challenging right now, even if it's a little challenging, it's still a good thing. Like the challenges that come up during Virgo season for Capricorn are positive. I've had a lot of stuff with my health and like my sinuses and all that kind of stuff. Hey, MZ, yes, Capricorns in the house, oceans in the house. We're goating around. So it's, that's a big reason I've not been doing very much on these channels. I've been doing my perfume review videos because they're easy, they're short, they don't require as much energy, and those have been going great, but I haven't been doing as much tarot and astrology, and it's simply because it takes so much more time and energy, and I just don't have it. Especially the energy. I have been so tired. I found out earlier this year I have very, very low iron. So I am feeling a lot better from that, but I'm still dealing with a lot of chronic sinus stuff. There's a lot of things. And, it's it's a lot. It's a lot. But I know a lot of Capricorns are going through this. And I think that a thing that we're experiencing is that after that huge, long, almost 15-year cycle of Pluto in our sign, now that it's moved on, it's kind of like when someone throws the dust up in the air and then the dust has got to settle. And so we're just kind of okay. it takes a minute to like come back to whatever our normal is supposed to be, you know, our new routine, our new habits, our new stuff that we've learned from a extremely challenging cycle. So hang in there, goaties. I know I am. It's been a lot though. So goats, big love to the goats. Let's see what we have this week in our animal tarot, in our little arc deck. Dear Spirit, show us what Capricorn needs to see for their highest and best good. For this week ahead, any encouragement, any words of advice and wisdom. Yeah. A little bit like Scorpio, eh? Okay. 7 of Swords, y'all. There's that freaking weasel. I'm telling you what. So yeah, Scorpio had the same card come out first. So watch out for anybody that you don't think is above board. Be honest in all your dealings. Be, tell them the truth. Be open. Be clear. Don't put up with anybody that you just feel funny about. Just don't do it. Just don't. If you have a funny feeling about someone or something, don't even question it. It's like, if it feels weird, if it feels wrong, guess what, Capricorn? It is. Yeah. We said what we said. And if you have to have a confrontation, or you have to deal with something like this, or someone like this, don't use the same old tactic you always use, right? Don't do the same old thing you always do. Do something different. Either redirect, reschedule, something. This just is not the greatest week for dealing with shady, underhanded people or situations. Not great. In the center, and this is why I say this, listen to your intuition big time this week, Capricorn. We've got the Nautilus Spirit, the Ace of Cups. Intuition is firing off this week. Ace of Cups energy is Spirit giving you a gift, and that gift is intuition, compassion, psychic ability to connect better with people, love and friendships going well. That's the funny thing. I think that your true connections, your real friends, your real people are going great this week. Shady people, not so much, but you've got to make sure that in your desire to love and embrace everyone, that you're not letting one of these little weasels into your circle. Knight of Cups is there, so this could be a lovely week for socializing, hanging out with friends. Single Capricorns may have more dates or more socializing planned, or even if you're in a couple, you might be going out with your honey or planning something with your honey. Knight of Cups always pushes us in the direction of our heart, right? So it's like Capricorn this week is going to be more directed emotionally than logically or intellectually. Be aware of deceivers this week, especially in romance for some of you, right? Make sure that if you're meeting someone new, that they are who they say they are. Don't just take them at face value. And I know Capricorns, I don't really have to tell you guys a lot of that because we are very careful people, but we can also be very sweet and sentimental and have a soft heart. So just in case, right, do your due diligence, because I do feel like you're very attractive this week in general, Capricorn. I feel like a lot of people are kind of seeking you out, whether it's for love, friendship, business advice, whatever it is. And you've got to really use your ability to kind of weed them out. And if it really goes to like how you feel. If you feel funny about them, because look at the bottom, we got that fox. Got that fox, right? And this can work both ways. There's that Knight of Wands, right? Fortitude, this is a very passionate card. It's leadership, it's Sagittarius energy. But to me, the fox spirit is known for being wily. It's known for being cunning. It's known for being a little crafty. And so, somebody might think that they're, being crafty with you, but you can be crafty right back with them with the fox on your side, right? Don't let them, you can outsmart anyone this week, but you've just got to be aware that you got to do it, right? Some people this week are super awesome for you because you have got beautiful gifts of love, spirituality, sensitivity coming in, but some of them are not. So it's really about using your intuition and your better judgment to know the difference. And just be careful. Just take it easy, Capricorn. I don't need to tell you that. You goats usually look before they leap anyway. But your heart may be feeling very open and generous and big this week. And that's the only reason that I feel that it's more potential that, you know, these deceivers can come in, or even well-meaning idiots. Like, that's a big one. You know, sometimes Knight of Cups can be that, right? That's almost worse. That's almost worse when they're like, I really mean well, but they're just, you know, they just keep knocking you over. It's like, great. All right. Capricorn. But overall, a great week. I think this is a beautiful week of spiritual love and emotional abundance from Spirit. So let's get an affirmation on this for our goats. Got two coming out. Let's see which one was first. Oh, the first one's the rat. I love the rat. Be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. Yeah, I really, really think that's so much it, right? Rat energy in the Chinese lunar zodiac is aligned with Sagittarius energy. You had the Knight of Wands, which is also, yeah, this could have to do with some travel plans too. This could do with travel or movement or learning something new. And just being very true and very open. Rats are also very family oriented, very community oriented. And the other card that was kind of coming around after that was the parrot. And that doesn't surprise me. So it's like, listen intently to understand. Really pay attention to what people are saying, you know. It's not just about their energy. It's also what they're actually saying. If they, you know, what's coming out of their mouth, Capricorn, you'll know. You will know. If they say something and it just hits you wrong, it's kind of like, oh, okay. I know, right? Okay. All right, y'all. Let's get into Aquarius next. Aquarius. Let's see what you got, Aquarius. I hope you were doing great. Interesting time. You know, Virgo is always an interesting time for Aquarius. It is. It's a very beautiful time of growth and psychic development for Aquarius this time of year. Let's see what we have for your weekly messages from our Spirit Animal Tarot. Let's see what we got for Aquarius in the cards. Anything they need to see for their highest and best. Nice energy. Woo, colorful too. I like it. So on the top, Aquarius, rooster energy with the Three of Wands. To me, the rooster is always kind of that wake-up call, right? It's kind of like, get up, get it moving. The rooster energy in the Chinese zodiac is akin to Virgo. So the rooster can also bring in a need to organize, get things, you know, lined up, cleaned up, might even do some housekeeping this week. So beautiful energy. And the Three of Wands is about waiting for those ships to come in. So this could be a week where, you know, you just know something good is on the way, something you've been waiting for is on the way. The big key this week is to not overthink it, not overstress it if it's taking a little bit longer than you want it to, right? Because Three of Wands says, you know, I've done the work, I've made the effort, And now I'm just waiting for the return. I'm waiting for my ships to come in, right? I'm waiting to get paid for that work I did. I'm waiting to get, a call back on all that, effort I put in. So just hang in there. If it's a little slow or it's taking a little more patience this week, don't overthink it. Don't stress out about it, Aquarius, because the woodpecker spirit does tend to overthink. It's that knock, 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 at your mind again and again. So don't get trapped in your own overthinking or overanalyzing of a situation. 10 of Cups is here. So I do feel like emotionally, this is a beautiful week. That's why I would not overstress mentally or intellectually. I would reach more into your feelings, into your intuition, into your heart, because this is just, lasting happiness. It's some kind of success, and it may be deeper than just financial or logical, practical success. This could be like you're building the emotional or spiritual connections that you need in order to have that happier life going forward. On the bottom, look at this. We've got the rhinoceros spirit with the King of Pentacles. So I do feel like, again, there's a lot of stability under here. And the next card under that would have been the pig, the 10 of Pentacles, guys. So 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. You really don't need to worry too much about the like practical, tangible foundation, because I think this is very, very solid. You may not quite see it just yet. That's why it's on the bottom of the deck, right? This is the more subconscious energy. But just hang in there, right? Because I feel like good things are on the way, and it's going to come to you a lot easier if you don't overthink, if you don't overstress, if you don't, start beating up on yourself. It's going to flow into your life so much easier this week if you relax and let it come to you. Let it come to you, Aquarius. Let's get an affirmation on this reading for you guys. And we've got a kangaroo. I love it. It's so unique. It's perfect for Aquarius, right? Kangaroo spirit, be a force for good, right? And I think that the kangaroo is very powerful. It's very strong. It has a lot of endurance to it. So I feel like, you may feel like, mentally you may feel like, oh, I'm so frazzled. But deep underneath it, you're actually much stronger than you realize. You actually have a lot more fortitude in your core than you realize. You may even want to jump on a trampoline this week, Aquarius. Just with that kangaroo, you might want to jump around or do some cardio or something that kind of gets you going. That's a great reading. All right, y'all. Let's pull into Pisces is up next. Pisces, I hope you are doing great. This is Virgo season that we are in, and I know that's your opposite energy, so it can be a little bit of a balancing act for Pisces these days. I get it. Let's get into your spirit animal reading. Let's see what is coming up for your week ahead. Any messages that you need to see for your highest and best? Let's look at Pisces. Oh, beautiful cards though. I like this. So first one out, Pisces, is the Firefly Spirit, 6 of Wands. This is a card of victory, success, people seeing you as a victory and a success. So this is a very strong card if you have, any kind of, big promotion or raise or getting a job or anything that you've been really working for. Especially if you have to do any public speaking, any kind of public sort of performance of any kind where you really got to show what you've learned or what you've got. This is a very, very nice one, and it usually does show success coming through. Right in the center, we have got the Frog Spirit, the 4 of Cups. There's something this week, Pisces, where you may be feeling a little dissatisfied. a little bit like, it's like even in spite of your successes or whatever good things are happening, you're kind of like, yeah, but I'm still waiting on this one thing that I haven't gotten. And I'm really kind of a little bit bummed out about it. So you can read this card in two different ways, very much. It's like, I would say that embracing gratitude is super important this week. It's going to help bring even more good things to you. It's also a card that sometimes just says, don't settle for less if what you're really looking for is a certain particular thing. It's kind of a picky card, right? It's kind of like, well, Spirit gave me these three really awesome things, but there's this one other thing that I just been waiting for that I didn't get. So it's kind of like, I would choose to just be grateful for the three awesome things, right? And if that fourth thing is meant to be, it will be. I had a conversation with someone this week, and I told them, I said, because they were thinking about this girl, and oh, I wonder if I'll get to be with her, and all this stuff, and I said the main thing to remember is nothing that's truly meant for you will ever miss you. It will never miss you. If it's really meant to be yours, it'll be yours. And he felt a lot better. He was like, you're so right. He's like, that's a really good piece of wisdom. I was like, yeah, I heard that a while back, and it's helped bring me a lot of peace, because I think we all go through that where there's just something we want, whether it's a relationship, a job, a person, an achievement, whatever it is. And we just feel like we can't rest till we have it, or till we know if we're going to have it. But the truth is, it's like, if it's really meant for us, we'll get it no matter what. And if it's not meant for us, we won't get it no matter what. So as hard as that can be, it can bring a little bit of peace in the interim. And that's what I would recommend for you, Pisces, this week, if you find yourself in that kind of situation. We do have the Raven card here at the end of the week, the Magician, which I absolutely adore. Because to me, the Raven spirit is the creator of life. It is, it's a destroyer and creator both. And so it's really capable of, providing that alchemy to go from one stage of life to the next. And it is that magician spirit. We are in a magician season because Virgo's ruled by Mercury, and this card is ruled by Mercury. And so to me, this is alchemical. This is about, transforming one thing into the next, manifesting something out of your own sheer willpower and ability. Don't get caught up this week with negative self-doubt or sabotage, because on the bottom we have our little shark. And Pisces, we know you can be a little shark. You can be our baby shark. But that is the Devil card in the Arc deck. And so, it's Capricorn energy. I'm a Capricorn, so I love sharks, and I love my Devil card. But the things to watch out for with him are just, getting too chained to a certain mindset, or becoming too much of a workaholic. Allow yourself some joy, allow yourself some relaxation. Don't get too tied into routines, right? Don't get chained to things that turn out to be very negative for you. That's important for your life flow this week. So let's get into an affirmation, please, for Pisces. And look at this. Pisces! You got double Raven this week. That is so fantastic. Super awesome. So if you happen to see crows or ravens this week, Pisces, they are really on your side. Prepare for change. Look at that. Change, manifestation, magical transformations. And you have a lot to do with that happening. You are changing your life. You are making things go the way you want them. And you have the ability, right? Because that magician in the tarot, right? It has all the things that he needs. All the things that he needs to create change, prosperity, emotional fulfillment, enthusiasm, actual tangible skills and resources. So it's a beautiful, beautiful reading for you guys. Fantastic. Let's get into Aries next. I'm gonna clear the energy. Just so that was a powerful one. We're just gonna spray a little bit in the air here just to keep our vibes nice and fresh. All right, Rams, Aries. I hope you guys are doing great. Oh my goodness. Virgo season is a little challenging for Aries because it is not as spontaneous and fiery and up as as, as y'all would love it to be. So let's see what we have coming up this week. Words of wisdom that we can give you from the Animal Spirit Tarot. And hopefully that would give you a little bit of a push, Aries, for this week ahead. Anything you need for your highest and best good. Ooh, yeah. Very intense, Aries. Oh my goodness. But nicely balanced. Nicely balanced. There we go. Cat spirit coming up. So definitely a week to do your own thing. We have the Page of Swords. So this is new ideas, new thoughts, new communication. Shake it up a little bit, you know. Talk to your friends. Have fun. Talk to new people. Try, you know, expressing your ideas to new folks. Don't even, you know, worry about it. You know, just have a good time. Explore new subjects of interest. If there's something you've been wanting to think about or try or do, this could be a really great week. It'll just help refresh your mind quite a bit. The cat is such an independent kind of energy, a freedom kind of energy. So I would say, yeah, definitely do your own thing. Do something that just makes you happy. That makes you feel a little more free, a little more open, a little more broad-minded. Right in the center, we have the chimpanzee spirit with our Two of Pentacles, Capricorn energy. So it is a balancing act this week between spontaneity and fire and earthiness and balance, right? It's kind of a go with the flow energy. But if you've been working too hard, doing too much, not resting enough, it's time to do that this week. The Cicropia moth is our last card in the 3-week, you know, 3-card read, and that is our death card, same as Scorpio energy. So there could be some big transformations, big changes, big shifts in energy this week. Could be letting go of something and embracing renewal on another area. I do think it's very balanced because on the bottom of the deck we have the manta ray, we have the temperance card, and so that is Sagittarian energy. It's very much about things being in perfect harmony and balance. I think there's a balance this week between old energies moving away, new ones coming in, you know, being able to stay stable and practical while at the same time enjoying a little bit of new energy, new pursuits, new ideas, something that just kind of refreshes your mind and your spirit. Let's get into an affirmation for Aries. And we've got our horse spirit, Aries. Yes. Horse energy in the Chinese zodiac is the same as Gemini. So again, this is, you know, to me, it's very similar to our Page of Swords card. It's a refreshing of the mind. Get the mind, you know, moving. Read something new, study something new, maybe take a little day trip and go explore a little bit. Horses need to move, they need to run, they need to, you know, see something new once in a while. And it's, again, the balance. Care for others and also let them be free, right? This is, you know, being your nurturing side and your caring side. And it's the same for yourself. You know, care for yourself, be good to yourself. Also let yourself run free a little bit, right? It'll help you out in that balancing act that you're doing this week, Aries. And we're just charging right along, y'all. We're just hoofing it. Up next is our Taurus. So Taurus, this is a good season for you overall. You know, Virgo energy is positive for you because it's a fellow Earth sign. So let's get into your reading for the week in the Spirit Animal Tarot. Let's see what they have for you. What you need for your highest and best good. Show us Taurus, please, Spirit. Oh, some cute little guys coming out here. All right, so we have got first up is the Mouse card, Three of Pentacles. This is a week of teamwork. This is Capricorn energy. This is building. This is getting together with other people who are like-minded and working something out together with them. It's collaboration, following your dreams, doing your research, attending to the details, because the mouse is all about the little bitty details there. Nice earthy energy for you. So right in the center, we have the raccoon, the Page of Wands. Page of Wands is Aries energy, straight up. It's fun, it's curious, it's joyful, it's childlike, it's enthusiastic. If you've been feeling kind of bored, kind of in a rut, kind of drugged down, this reminds you to get out, to laugh, to play, to have a little bit more fun here, Taurus, for sure. Similar to it's interesting, but it's a little bit similar to Aries, but different. It's not quite as intense for you guys this week, but they're definitely, to me, as I'm seeing, a need for balance. We have our Elephant card, our Justice card, Libra energy. So, this is harmony, this is unity, this is bringing things back into balance. And what I see that needs to be balanced is sort of that, work and play, right? It's kind of like there's the need for work, but there's also the need for play and enjoyment. And what I feel even more with this combination of cards is that the best thing that you could have is work that you enjoy with other people that you actually enjoy being around. The more that you can pull towards that, or the more you can spend time doing that this week, Taurus, the better for you. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Puffin Spirit, the Fool card. So it might require a little leap of faith this week. You might just have to jump in and see what happens. Give it a try, right? Even if it's something you haven't done before. I know sometimes Taurus doesn't always like to go out of their comfort zone, but this is the week that you might want to try it a little bit and just trust in the process. Let's get an affirmation for you guys. And we have the Dove. Libra had this card too. And it's interesting, you had the Libra Major Arcana card in this reading. So I feel like there's peace, balance, harmony, spread messages of peace and harmony. You're more of a unifier this week, Taurus. This is time for it. We need that more than ever right now in the world. And so I feel like, this could also, big sign for you. You could be hanging out with some Libras or people with Libra influence this week, or people born in the Chinese year of the dog, because the dog is Libra energy in the Chinese zodiac. So just watch out for that. You might have more Libra, Aries, possibly Capricorn, Aquarius. Those are the signs you might be hanging out with this week more. Very interesting. All right. It is so peaceful, very quiet. It's very quiet here. There's like no wind, no rain. It's very, very chill. All right, guys. Gemini is up. Woohoo! Let's see what we've got for our gems out there. Gemini, I hope you're doing all right. I know Virgo season can be a little challenging. It's one of your square signs in the zodiac. But don't worry, Libra season is coming in just a week, and that is one of your trine signs, so that's going to be very, very nice for you. So let's see what we've got for your weekly messages. This is your Spirit Animal Tarot, which combines tarot messages with spirit animal energies. So let's see what's coming up for you. There we go. Really nice. Nice read for you guys. Starting out with our Octopus Spirit, the King of Cups. Very strong Scorpio, Cancer energy. Mastery of emotion. Understanding your feelings. This is a great card. I feel like you're starting your week out very much like, I know what I want. I know what I need. I'm in a place where I'm feeling more wise and more experienced about my emotional life. Right in the center, we've got our Raven card coming in with our Magician, which is one of your power cards, Gemini. It is one of the Mercury cards, and you are Mercury ruled. So to me, you are stepping into a lot of power this week, even if you don't quite see it yet. It is absolutely there. I feel like you are, maybe out with the old and in with the new. You're working on manifesting a bold, brand new, beautiful life. And you do have the power, you do have the resources, you do have what it takes to create that. Going into the last card, completing our week's energy, is the Bald Eagle Spirit with the Emperor card, Aries energy. So I feel like this is you really rising above many obstacles, any challenges that you've had in the past. You might feel a lot more fearless by the end of the week. You might feel a lot stronger, more of a leader. You might have proven yourself in some area. On the bottom of the deck, we have got the Wolf Spirit with the Knight of Pentacles. Slow and steady wins the race. Really beautiful energy because the wolf can act very dynamically, either alone or as a team. So I would say either way, you're doing really well. Just, pace yourself this week because this is a powerful week. Spiritually and emotionally, I feel like you're kind of coming into your own. You're gaining more clarity, more control over your emotions, and understanding yourself and your place in the world a whole lot better. Let's get an affirmation for you. And we've got the dog spirit. So, Libra energy, Aries energy. You might be hanging out with a lot of those kind of signs this week. Dog is very much about loyalty. So your true friends, that's who to really be with this week. Be disciplined in your home and community life, right? It's like, be loyal to those you love. Be with those that are loyal to you. Beautiful reading this week, Gemini. All right, we got two more, and then we're done. We got Cancer and we got Leo. So I hope y'all are doing great tonight. We're just getting through these super quick because people have been quiet tonight. All right, so Cancer, I hope you are doing wonderful. This is going to be your reading for the week. This is going to be your animal tarot. We do our spirit animals some Sundays. I don't know. We don't always do them on regular schedule. We do them when I'm able to do them. We do them when I'm up to it. That's really it. So let's see what we have got for you, Cancer. I hope you are great. And I hope that whatever comes out will help you a great deal. Let's see what we have, Spirit, for Cancer. Anything they need to see and hear for their best good. So nice. Ooh, bold. Very nice. All right. First card up is the Polar Bear Spirit, our star card. Aquarius energy. This is to me freedom, truth, light at the end of the tunnel. It is one of the most positive cards in the tarot. It is. It's, second only to the sun because it really brings in that positivity and that lightness after a heavy journey, right? So this could be a very freeing week. It could be a week where you just feel a lot lighter here, Cancer. Right in the center, we have our Jaguar Spirit, the Queen of Swords, Libra energy. She is a tough little cookie too. I tell you, I love my Queen of Swords because she is willing to cut out anything, anyone, any situation that is toxic, draining, not serving her best purpose. And so I feel like that's a very strong energy for you. Freedom is a huge theme this week for you, Cancer. And it could be emotional freedom because we've got the Seal card with the 10 of Cups. And to me, the Seal spirit reaches into the very soul, right? There's something very deep about the Seal spirit. In Celtic mythology especially, look up seal mythology and stories. It's got a lot of depth. There's a ton there's a ton behind it, right? So to me, it's really like this is a freedom, this is a release, this is a higher mind energy that reaches deep down into the soul. And the 10 of Cups is such a positive card for spiritual, emotional fulfillment. I feel like whatever it is that you're either releasing or embracing this week, Cancer, it's so good for you. Like it really feels positive. It really feels excellent. It's like, just, like a weight lifted off your back of your shoulders. On the bottom of the deck, we have one of our favorite little guys, the blue-footed booby, our little fella. I love him. Two of Swords. So I do feel like there could be some decisions underlying all of this week, this, Cancer that you're making. There could have been a period of indecision or frustration or sort of like, which way do I go? What do I do? But I really feel like this is a week where you're making very clear decisions because of this, right? This is just like chop, chop. I'm not playing around. I'm not wasting time. I know what I need to do. No more sitting around and waiting. So it's a great energy. Let's get an affirmation on this read for you. And we have our cat spirit. Yep. 2 cats for Cancer this week. Got our big cat and our little cat. So, be relaxed, independent, strong within yourself. There was another, I think it was Sagittarius that had the cat this week. Like I said, if you have a pet cat, you could be really feeling this, But this to me is like, make yourself happy. Make yourself happy this week, Cancer. Don't worry about what other people say about you or their opinions. Just do what feels right for you, because cats always do what feels right for them. They don't care if they miff somebody or scratch somebody. They're like, it wasn't working for me. So I'm going to do what I need to do. And that's the way that works. Beautiful read. I love it. All right, we're down to Leo, guys. We have wrapped it up tonight. Let's see what we've got. Leo, this is your readings for the week ahead in the Animal Tarot. Let's see what we have got. I think your energy is going to come up so much stronger in about a week and a half, Leo, because we're going through Virgo energy right now, but when we get to Libra, that's another nice pattern to your sign. So I think you're going to feel it. The energy will come up a little bit more for the Lions. All right. Dear Spirit, anything Leo needs to see for their highest and best good, please. Wow, y'all are powerhouses right now. You're clearing some things out this week. All right, so Giraffe Spirit, seeing the bigger picture is what obviously comes to mind when we think of the giraffe, because they see from a big perspective. 8 of Pentacles, so this is that daily work. You might be really doing some reviewing this week, Leo, and kind of saying, okay, here's what I'm working on. Here's where I want to get better. Here's where I don't like it as much. Because the 8 of Pentacles is really doing your very best work. It's really putting in the time, the effort, the study to be the very best at whatever it is that you're doing. And so you're going to be looking at whatever it is that you think you could either improve, what could be even better, what you're already really happy with that you want to build on. Right in the center, we've got the snake. So that's some transformation. That's some shedding of the skin. That's some release, right? And it's also our Tower card. So it is Mars ruled. It is action. It is fire. It is energy. I think anything that needs to be dismantled this week, anything that needs to be revamped or reworked, it's going to be something that you will put some energy into, Leo. It's a good idea to do that because Tower cards tend to be a little bit of a heads up, like, hey, here's something that you need to work on or need to adjust. If you don't, it could be a lot harder later, right? So do it this week if you've got something like that. And we do have our Shark card with the Devil, and that is Capricorn energy. So Leo, I don't want you to overwork yourself this week. That's a big one. I do think you are working a lot, though. You are. This is definitely risk of doing too much this week, risk of a little bit of burnout this week. So I want you to make sure to relax, to unwind some, especially by the week's end. Because that Capricorn energy, oh yeah, it can put us on a treadmill, and you don't want it to bite you. You don't want it to come back to bite you. It's not wrong to work hard at something you love, Leo, but you do need a little downtime by the week's end. I would relax at home a little bit. On the bottom of the deck, we've got our hummingbird spirit with the Four of Wands. This is a beautiful card of just being at home, relaxing, having a good time with friends and family. So very, very positive direction of message here for the Lions. Let's get an affirmation for you guys. And we've got our kangaroo. I love it. Aquarius had this card as well for their affirmation animal. Be a force for good. Yes, I would be active too with this card because, of course, the first thing you think about kangaroos is you think about them jumping and being very active. And so, Leo, you might just need a little time to just jump or do some cardio or dance or just enjoy yourself, right? Just let it all go. Shake out the work week. Don't take your work home with you. That's a big, that's coming through big for you. Don't take your work home with you this week. When you leave work, leave your work at work, right? Whew. All right, guys. This was a great little session. I had a good time, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I will be putting timestamps up for all of these readings. So if you want to go back and watch them or share them with other people, I always do appreciate it. I will put links to my PayPal and Venmo if you are so inclined to donate to whatever it is I do here. I am always very appreciative. And I love seeing y'all. So let's try to get together sooner than later. And have a wonderful, peaceful, blessed evening wherever you are. Take care.